Hey everyone, Jay Staples, Sober Caddy Chronicles, and you know what? The amount of people that come and I talk with and so forth like that come from wherever they pull me aside or they email me or text me or something like that is just the amazing power that rewriting your story has, and I couldn't be more proud of a lot of people out there rewriting their stories and so forth like that. And so, what rewriting your story is basically, a different outlook on what brought you to this point and the assets you have moving forward. And it plays a lot to surrender too. So let's just talk about surrender. And you know what? There's a lot of different theories out there, but the one thing that I always work with people and has worked for me is the difference between active surrender and the state of surrender. And when I first came in and I was in long-term treatment and life was piling up on me, I definitely had to be in an active surrender. I had to appear and do my best guess at what it would look like to be surrendered. They kept asking me, are you willing to go to any lengths? Are you done? Are you did? Are you surrendered? And God's will, where's God in this? And I just got hammered with all these different things, and so I basically just had to act surrendered and be yes, God's will be done, not mine, and yes, I'm going to, I just didn't know the answers to these, and that's all right. And so when I first got in the first year or two, really of long-term recovery, I was in an active surrender. I just pretended as if this is what a surrender guy looks like, and going through the steps and working with other people and just being active in long-term recovery, finding connection, getting vulnerable, becoming authentic, getting to know myself more and more. I made this transition into the state of surrender, and what the state of surrender is, I attribute a lot to the third step prayer, turning my will and my life over to the care of God as we understood Him. And but to me, that was this transition from active surrender to state of surrender. And for me, the state of surrender is simply put, I'm all right with me. I am no longer needing validation from what you all think of me to be all right. And drugs and alcohol obviously were a vessel to that whole making sure I'm all right, because I hated the person I was, am, and probably will ever, no chance of even becoming a better person. That's my step one, is I hated the person that I am. Hated. Woke up every morning with my mortal enemy. My mind would trick me that said, this time's all right, the doctor prescribed it, I just won't drive. And the reality is I had legal issues, health issues, family issues, relationships, all this other stuff. And so it was just this big cycle of me relapsing. And my first step was me saying I hated the person that I am, and I need to change that. And so long-term recovery has changed that into loving the person that I am. And the state of surrender is being all right with me. No longer needing validation, no longer needing to play all these different characters that I think you want me to be. And it's powerful when you get into the state of surrender. So, love to hear your version of surrender. Sober Caddy Chronicles, Jason.